Hello everyone. Today we are talking LVR. Before I get into that, I'd just like to reconfirm for you that after Anzac weekend we are going back to level 3. And so from a real estate point of view, what does that mean? It means business as normal. That's the new normal, but it is normal for us. So we will be able to offer our clients our full suite of real estate services. You'll be able to list your property. We will be able to take buyers through properties. You can settle on your property. You can even get the removal company in to move you from where you are to where you're going. So as of next week, it's full steam ahead. So if you're thinking real estate or anything along those lines, feel free to give us a call, confidential chat. We can place you in the market or whatever you want to do. So back to what we're talking about today. I've got a guest with me today. It's my friend and mortgage broker, Glen Colclough. How are you, Glen?
Well today, thank you. Thanks, Craig.
Hey, thanks for joining me. Look, everyone, you may have seen in the media recently that the Reserve Bank is changing their rules around something called LVR. It's something that's been with us in the real estate market since 2013, and they've decided to have another look at it. So we brought Glen along today because he knows all things real estate and finance, and he's been our go-to man for getting our clients their financial packages over the last 12 months. And he's done a great job for us, and we're always interested in his opinions, and we value his input. So, Glen, what is LVR?
Yeah, so what the LVR is basically, it means the loan to value ratio. So at what level the banks will lend based on your property value. So if you have a property valued at $1 million, as the rules stand at the moment, the bank would lend you up to about 80% of that, or 800,000. So there is some exceptions to that. The banks at the moment can do a small percentage of new loan approvals over 80% LVR. So in the residential market, 20% of new approvals as it stands can be above 80% LVR. And for property investors who at the moment need a 30% deposit, 5% of new approvals can be over that 80% LVR, or 70% LVR, I should say, for investors. So that's where it stands at the moment.
And so why is the Reserve Bank looking at changing those rules, Glen?
Well, I think with what's going on with COVID-19, obviously things like real estate has grinded to a halt. Loan approvals have pretty much stopped over the past month. We are seeing some activity, and I have been active with doing some applications. However, these are applications that aren't requiring a physical property move, so to speak, so refinances, matrimonial property, that type of thing. So what the Reserve Bank has come out with this proposal, and it is a proposal at the stage, that to try and stimulate, I guess, the housing market post lockdown. They're looking to remove these LVR restrictions, and at the present point in time, they're actually seeking feedback from the banks. And from what I've read in the media reports at the moment, the banks are actually quite favourable towards this. So hopefully it means that in the coming weeks the Reserve Bank will make a decision, and they'll look to remove these restrictions.
So does that mean it'll be easier for people to get money?
Yes and no. There's three major things that the banks look at when they're assessing an application. One of them is the deposit, so that relates directly to LVR. So how much are you putting into the actual purchase? The other two things primarily is the income side of things. So that's your income versus your expenses, and loan affordability. So obviously, with what's been going on with COVID, people are getting impacted. We are experiencing some unemployment. So when the banks are now assessing applications, they will be requesting some additional information around how you've been impacted. If you are one of these people who are lucky enough to still be receiving your full income throughout this period, then there should be business as usual in the way of applications. If you have been impacted and your income has reduced, the banks will still consider that. However, if you are looking for a higher amount, the banks may want to see your income return to normal levels over the next month or two before providing that pre-approval. So in a nutshell, I think this will help things. However, it is important to be aware that there are some additional requirements from the bank side of things.
So if I'm in the market to buy and I've been looking around, prior to lockdown, the Hamilton market for 500 to 550,000 properties was just going mad. Does that mean if this LVR change comes into play that I'll require a smaller deposit, so therefore I might be able to look at a more expensive property?
Yeah, potentially yes. So if you had a 20% deposit before the lockdown and you were looking at properties, say around the 500,000 mark, with loosening these restrictions, the banks might be able to actually increase the amount of loans that they're doing over this 80%. So if you find a property for 550,000, but your deposit doesn't change, potentially the banks could actually look at doing the lower deposit for you. I think it is important to bear a couple of things in mind with the low deposit is that the banks do charge a premium, so what we call a low equity premium, or in some cases a low equity margin. So what that is with the premiums, it's an upfront fee for anything less than 20% deposit. With the margins, that's a margin on the interest rate. So you may experience those margins and those low equity premiums still if you are going to have less than 20% deposit.
Okay. And lastly, Glenn, this is just, I know that there's a lot of people, who had started their search prior to the lockdown, and they'll be thinking whether or not they want to, restart that search again at the moment. Just on the LVR, potential changes to the LVR, if I'm in the market at the moment, currently looking, should I wait for that to come in, those changes to come in before I start looking again, or am I best just to carry on with search? Are there any advantages to me if I waited?
Look, I mean, I'm a believer if you've got a current pre-approval in place or you have been actively looking prior to lockdown, I think you keep going, you keep charging ahead with that. What does change when we have these big shocks to the economy is that banks do look at their policies. So the pre-approval that you may have in place now may not be available in 6 months' time. So I think if you've got an active pre-approval, you keep looking and you keep charging ahead with your home ownership dreams. And people like yourself and people like me are here to help and support you get there. So in a nutshell, yep, keep charging ahead, keep looking.
Yeah, good information, Glenn. And as always, hey, look, I think we'll wrap it there. There's some that's definitely given me a better insight into what the LVR changes are and how they're likely to affect both me and my clients, post lockdown. So the message, and we realise it's only our personal opinions here today. The message is keep on trucking on.
Yeah, I think so. And look, what we're seeing now is a bit of a changing environment with COVID. We don't know what things are going to look like. And, we were almost playing things day by day there at the end of March. Going forward, we are going to see some changes in the housing market. We're going to see some changes in bank lending policy and with the Reserve Bank as well. With these proposed changes with the LVRs, I think it is it is a huge positive. I think it will open up the market, particularly if you are a first home buyer. You could find yourself in a position where it might be a little bit easier for you. So I think going forward, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And appreciate having the opportunity to talk through this with you today.
Yeah, thanks for coming along and sharing, Glenn. Great information. We're both ready to face the market again, level 3 after Anzac weekend. So hopefully, we'll be out there on at the end of our driveways on Anzac Day at 6 o'clock to pay our respects, and then we'll be getting back into business. So thanks, everyone. Until next time, we're signing off now. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you.